My name's Bradley Crenshaw. I'm the owner here of Dallas Card Investors, and I get asked all the time, what got me into cards when I started. So the first business I ever owned, self-employment, was a card shop. I was 25 years old, got into cards 2003, the year LeBron was a rookie, where the most expensive pack on the shelf was Ultimate Collection, and it was $100 a pack. I was also around during the time when Exquisite Basketball come out, which was $1,500 a pack. Oh, I'm sorry, $1,500 a case, which had 3 packs in the case. I went to a show one time and opened up, 15 cases of that product. I got several of those LeBron RPAs, but unfortunately I sold those way too soon. Stayed in the hobby for about 5 or 6 years with a store on the business side before I decided to sell and get out. Never really bothered with cards for a long period of time, from probably 2008, 2009 till just here recently. And so when COVID hit in 2020, I decided I was going to do some more investing. And so told my wife, hey, you know what, I'm gonna put a little money in the sports card market. Was debating whether or not if I wanted to go with sports cards or if I wanted to put some money into Zoom, which at the time was like $57 a share, which now, I think it's over $500 a share, or was. So either one would have been a really good investment, but I chose sports cards just because of my past experience, and I'm a sports fanatic, and I just love the hobby. So started buying a few, decided I was gonna put $50,000 in. Started buying a few. Well, that, as you know, $50,000 doesn't go very far in the sports card world. So decided I would start, putting a little bit more. Well, then the hobby just exploded. And from that, I kind of made a shift and said, you know what? I've got millions of cards now because I bought an awful lot. I took the approach of, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy up a bunch of, I'd rather own 10 Prism base Giannis cards, PSA 10s, than I would to have one big, card of his, like his National Treasures. So I bought up a bunch of those and turned those for a really nice profit. Was buying those for around $1,500, probably early part of 2020, and turned around and flipped those for about $6,500 a pop. And I did that with several things, which then set me up really nice to really start making a shift. And I said, you know what? I want to go into the hobby, and I want to own the rarest and most sought after Grail cards. And so I started, shifting my investment side of that, and that's my approach nowadays. And so probably one of my favorite cards, being from White House, Texas, knowing Patrick Mahomes, watching the kid play from the time, he come up through high school, was a phenomenal athlete, both baseball, basketball. I mean, the kid, whatever ball he picked up, he was good at. So, and he's just a great kid, raised by a great family there in Tyler and White House. So, but this is probably my favorite card, and that is his National Treasures, numbered to 99 RPA. So only 99 of these in the world for the whole world to share. And this is a nice 3-color patch. Where I see a lot of them, some of them are red, just the red patch, or just a 2-color. This right here is a really, really popular card. Some of my other cards that I've kind of moved into, I did a trade with my buddy Chris Janko, and I picked this card up from him in a trade. He's a huge Kawhi Leonard fan. And so made a trade with him on a silver Kawhi that I had about 26,000 in, and then threw in another card that I was into for about 12. So all in all, put me in this card for right around about 40K. And as you know, today this card here fetches 6 figures, around the $150,000 mark. So pretty good little turn on that investment. I've got several cards that I've kind of picked up that I really enjoy. Being a huge Peyton Manning fan, I was a Peyton Manning fan from 1998 when he came into the league. This right here is one of Peyton's best cards. It's also graded a BGS 10, so a nice dime case there. This card is also serial number to 2000. I'm such a Peyton Manning fan. My youngest daughter is named Peyton. So after Peyton Manning, my wife and I decided whether it was going to be a boy or girl, it was going to be Peyton, just because of me being a Peyton Manning fan. So she was born in 2004, and her name's Peyton. So that's probably one of my, prized possession cards as well. So, I mean, you can get into some Patrick Mahomes. There's another nice Mahomes. That's the camo PSA 10. That is a Pop 5. It's also serial numbered to 25. There's only 25 of those in the world. Another six-figure card. I like Luka. Big fan of Luka. I've had several Lukas over a period of time. Some of the Lukas I feel are overpriced at their price point for what he's accomplished. But being a Luka fan, just because I like him, being here in Dallas, being a Mavericks fan, I needed to own a Luka card, and I really enjoy this rainbow foil from his European League, and it's also graded a PSA 10. And I'll probably do an upgrade and move into, like a National Treasures or something along those lines as soon as those price points get to where I can justify. I'm all about when value exceeds price, people buy. So, and if that value is not, I don't see the value at $200,000 for a card when he's made the playoffs, but he hasn't made much further. And until they get a team around him, that's just not going to happen. So, another great card that I like. I like this guy, Albert Pujols. Pujols come in the league in 2001. And when he came in the league, Ichiro Suzuki was the guy everybody was after. And I said, that's not the guy you need to buy. You need to buy Albert Pujols. And this guy's just a great guy, great character. If you watch any of his videos, he's constantly giving back to, the kids in the stands, and just an awesome dude. And I mean, he's 670-something, 73 or 77 home runs is where he's currently sitting right now. So he's pushing that 700 mark, but only 3 players in Major League Baseball history have ever hit 700 home runs. Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, and Barry Bonds. Those are the only ones that's ever reached the 700 home run club. So he stands a really good shot at that. LeBron James. What can I talk about LeBron James? I think from an investment standpoint, he's somebody that you want in your portfolio when you're building this sort of investment platform with sports cards, just because of the things he's accomplished over the years and the athlete that he is. He's a great athlete. Some personal stuff people can disagree with on, but when it comes to the basketball court, he is definitely a great athlete. I wouldn't consider him the GOAT because I got the GOAT coming up. So. GOAT of his sport, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods' best card. I picked this card up back before the explosion of cards, and I paid like $11,000 for it. It's now a six-figure card as well. It's reached into the $100,000 mark, and just a phenomenal card. On card auto. This is the PSA 1010 version. So 10 on the auto, 10 on the grade. So great card. Last but not least, the card that every collector should own in their portfolio. Every single person should own a Michael Jordan rookie. Not everybody can own a PSA 10 Michael Jordan rookie. Being a population of 318, this card has actually been graded. Over 19,000 copies have been graded of this card because it was a mass-produced card. But if you look at the population report, over 19,000 PSA cards graded, only 318 have received a PSA 10 designation, and do the math. It's about 1.5% gem rate on this card. So out of all the cards sent in, only 1.5% of them ever received the Gem Mint 10 designation. So 318 copies, only 317 other people can have this one because I own one. And it's not leaving my hands. So 317 other copies out there. I suggest you go out and get this card and get one in your portfolio if you really want to grow on the investment side. So that's kind of a breakdown on my investments. I've got several other cards that I hold as far as like flyer picks and so on. So what I try to do on the investment side, and people ask us at the show all the time, they see our booth and they're like, Dallas Card Investors. Problem is, some people say, well, you've never bought from me. And I said, well, I buy from most people when I find the deals that I want and the cards that I want. So as you can see, we are an investment. We do investments on cards. And I spend about 75% of my money on stuff like this. Stuff that your sure bet Hall of Famers, people that are solidified in the game. If you're out there spending all your money on, Trae Young and Jason Tatum's and, all these new Baker Mayfields and all these guys, if you're spending most of your money there, you're setting yourself up for failure. That's a lot of risk to be putting a lot of money in those guys. You should be putting most of your money in sure bet Hall of Famers or solidified Hall of Famers already. So 75% of my money is invested there. I take 25% of my money and I use that as an opportunity to look for those deals, high risk, high reward type deal. So if those tank out, I still have the great steady growth of these cards. So that's a little bit of investment advice, for me to you when it comes to, buying in the sports card market. And it's fun, guys. Just have fun. Remember, buy the card, not the grade, and enjoy what you're buying, because if you don't enjoy it, then there ain't no sense in buying it. Have a good one.